Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jacent and this is my Worldview podcast. And today I have a special guest with me on the show, my sister.
Hello everyone, my name is Josephine and we are going to impact someone today.
That's the purpose of this podcast. The goal is to inspire, to motivate, to educate, to elevate people out there. This episode of my Worldview podcast was recorded at Lapizzi Country Hotel. Lapizzi Country Hotel is located in Chirinya, Bweyogerere, Kampala, Uganda. If you stay around Chirinya or you're passing by Chirinya and you're looking for a perfect place to lay down and rest or for a perfect place to hang out, Lapizzi Country Hotel is your perfect place. They offer bar services, accommodation. They also have a swimming pool where you can go and cool off the heat. And also, your meals are well catered for at Lapizzi Country Hotel. Lapizzi Country Hotel also hosts parties. If you have a party and you're looking for a perfect place to host your party, it could be a birthday party, it could be a wedding or corporate event, whatever it is, just reach out to Lapizzi Country Hotel's management via those numbers displayed for you on the screen. Josephine, our topic for today is relationships. I would like for you to tell us what comes to your mind when you hear the word relationships.
When I hear about relationships or when I think about relationships, what comes to my mind is how we coordinate with each other, how we live with each other,
The way we connect.
how we connect with each other.
So relationship is all about connection, connecting with each other as people. I think it's not just about people. It's about so many other things. Even the way we connect with nature, there are people who love, nature. They can talk to the trees.
Yeah, like that lady who made that video. You see, I'm outside connecting
With nature.
You can connect with anything.
Yeah, we can connect with so many things, with our pets, with nature. But for today's conversation, we're going to be focused on connecting with people. When I hear the word relationship, most of the time, my mind goes to the romantic relationships, to love, marriage.
There are many kinds of relationships, not only the romantic relationship, the intimate relationship.
Yeah, sure.
Because when someone says, I'm relating with someone, what comes to people's minds most of the time is, oh, they are dating. If I come out and say, oh, I have a good relationship with her, someone may come out and be like, oh, she's gay. That is what comes to people's minds. But relationships is a broad thing. Relationships could be how you relate with your family members.
Yes.
How you relate with your age mates. How you relate with people younger than you. How you relate with people older than you. How you relate with a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
How you relate with people at the workplace, at church, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships also.
So there are the family relationships, there are the romantic, the friendships. Those three that I've mentioned are the ones we are going to tackle. Josephine, since we are family, I would think that we should start right there. Family.
Okay.
Right, yeah, right? So, since we are siblings, what do you think creates a strong bond between us?
Character. It's character that most importantly makes our relationship strong. I know she has a great character.
Thank you.
Another thing is being selfless. As siblings, you have to be selfless.
in good and bad times.
Yeah, support each other, be there for each other. Another thing is openness. Your sibling should be someone who you trust, who you feel comfortable telling everything.
Openness is very important in a relationship because in order for us to relate, we have to free ourselves. We have to open ourselves up to the people we want to relate with.
Yes.
If you keep yourself closed, I mean, how am I even going to talk to you when you can't talk to me? Opening up comes with communication, being able to speak, because to open up is to speak. I know we can open up through many other things. We can communicate through body language and many other things, but the most common way we can communicate is, by speaking our hearts out. And communication or opening up is not just about speaking. It's about genuinely opening up, speaking what's truly on your heart without lying.
Yeah, another thing, we should always have a mentality that age is just a number. Yeah, some of us get that low self-esteem. We feel, I can't talk to her. She's older than me.
This, to me, I think should be more to the older sibling. If the older one is willing to open up to the younger one, the young one will easily open up as well. So it starts with the older sibling. But if our older sisters and brothers already create that gap, the younger ones tend to distance themselves even more.
Yeah.
Nothing should come between you and your family, right? Like they say, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah. Even if they are naughty, it is always good to always do the right thing, because the heavenly reward is for you. God will not say, this person didn't help so and so because she was naughty. God will be like, I should actually bless this person because she has been there for her siblings even when they are naughty. Like, she has really been selfish, she has not given up on them. She has kept up that positive mindset.
Yeah, success starts with us and the people that are around us. When we are willing to help others, other people will be willing to help us.
Yes.
The same way. Do you have any funny or memorable moment that we had as kids growing up that kind of shows how we relate with each other and how our relationship has evolved over time?
We were fighting and she was all on top of me and then
scratched my eye.
When I remember all the fights we used to have, she always used to beat me. So I actually don't remember scratching her.
You don't remember that? Maybe you were a little bit too young. That memory is stuck here. I always go back to it and I'm like, wow, that was crazy. But look at us now. We have changed. We have evolved. We now we're there for each other. We love each other deeply. We are open with each other. We kind of advise each other.
Yeah,
things have changed now. Even if we did fight back then, that was then. We were just being kids, But there are some people that continue to carry those negative childhood memories even in their adult life. What do you say about those people?
I think it's because of failure to move on. They have low self-esteem. They don't have enough self-love. They don't feel appreciated.
And they don't forgive themselves. Because if you don't forgive yourself for something you did, it is also hard for you to forgive another person.
Yes, sure. And they keep themselves in a box. That is, they don't want to let go of the past. And that's what is dragging them to the past.
They don't want to let go, and they are not willing to talk about it with anyone. They keep pretending that everything is fine, yet deep inside they are crumbling down. For you, what really made you like forget those bad childhood memories? Let's say between me and you, the fights we had. You said I used to beat you. Like, how did you manage to forget that and to love me now, like as if all that never happened?
Like, really, for me, there was nothing to forgive because I actually never took those things so seriously.
Ooh, you were already mature.
Like,
wow.
Even when I've grown up, really, I haven't ever had that thought like, oh, she beat me when I was young. Like, no, it has never occurred to me, really.
Would you advise anyone to cut off a toxic family member? I know we say that blood is thicker than water, and we earlier say that siblings should stick with each other, bad and good times, but is there times when you should just cut off a family member?
Yeah. But by cutting off, I don't mean like you throw that person away from your life completely. No, you don't. But you create the necessary boundaries. Yeah. That works for adults. If we are both adults and I'm toxic, she has a right to cut me off because I'm giving her maybe
negative
psychological torture, emotional torment, But if the sibling is young, like 12, like that person is still growing up, you can't give up on such a person.
Yeah, you cannot give up on, kids are just being kids.
Yeah.
But you can't be an adult and a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to grow up in one way or another, or you need help. You need to go and look maybe for some counseling or something like that. But in the meantime, there are some people you cannot even advise to go seek such help. They are not willing to. I've realized if you ever mention that to anyone, like, or if I ever come, I know for you, you wouldn't take it in that bad way because I know you're open and you're willing to listen. But for some people, they're never willing to listen. If you tell them something like that, they will think you don't wish them well. They think they are crazy, they are mad. Yeah. So it becomes really disturbing if that's a family member and they are really toxic.
Yes.
Yeah. I also I think what you've said is the best way. It's not like cutting them off completely, but just creating the necessary boundaries. It could be like they can't come to your home. Maybe you can't allow them to come to your home. Yeah. If that's what needs to be done, then you implement it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's now just move on to friendships. What do you look for in a friend?
I look for someone who is genuine.
Genuine. What do you mean?
Someone who is true to themselves. Someone who is open-minded, someone who is bold and assertive, someone who is contented and appreciates who they are.
I look at it in a way that, like, if someone is already self-sufficient, someone is fully confident in themselves, someone loves themselves, they kind of transfer that same energy from themselves to the people around them. So if you have such a friend and they love themselves, they are going to love you too. They are going to transfer love from themselves to you. And that's a good friend to have. But if someone is so full of hate, someone is always angry, it is obvious they are going to put that anger, that hate on you. And that becomes toxic.
Yeah, transferring negative energy.
Yeah. Have you ever cut off a friend?
Yeah, but not exactly. I've never cut off a friend. Like someone is my friend, we have a fight, then after I block her. No, that has never happened. But actually, those guys who are my friends and we are no longer close right now, it just happens naturally. Like that relationship slowly by slowly disappears. Probably due to many differences as we grow up.
Time kind of drifts you apart. Yeah, and you just go with the flow. Do you ever think of those friends? Do you ever think about those friends and you're like, oh, I need to give so and so a call. They were good friends. Do you think about that?
I tried connecting again with those people, but the connection was not there. Like we were just forcing it.
Yeah, you find that now you've moved on, you on level A, and maybe they're still at level E, and when you try to start a conversation, like this conversation doesn't flow.
Yeah, like we are complete strangers.
Yeah, a lot of time has gone by and you just can't catch up.
Yeah,
I think that's life. That's life. It's not like you always carry everyone along with you. Yeah, we try to, but those that we really can't carry, sometimes we just leave them behind, and it's not because we hate them or we no longer feel they are important in our lives, but because maybe you became more ambitious than they are, and you can't wait on them, and you just have to continue moving forward. You two didn't fight. You didn't go to them and be like, you're no longer my friend, Just times and seasons drew you apart. I don't think I've also ever cut off someone, but so many past friendships ended not because we decided to end them, but because we started doing completely different things. We moved in different places and we just couldn't continue connecting. I hear some people say, I don't have a friend, it's hard for me to make friends. What really is the reason for that?
Not having friends is not a crime. You're better off on your own than being with toxic people in your life.
Yeah, that's right.
And some people, it's not because it's difficult for them to make friends, but they are struggling to maintain the friendship.
Why can people keep friends?
Some people are struggling because of personality traits. You find someone is maybe an introvert, so in most cases, they feel it's okay, even if I don't reach out, I can always reach out when there is need, blah, blah. Or when she reaches out to me, I can always hope. But when it's not the case with the other person may be like, oh, this girl doesn't talk to me. So the most important thing is understanding your friends and also try to maintain friendships
and being open.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it all comes with communication. If such a friend who's an introvert who doesn't reach out most of the time, tells the other friend, you know what, me, I'm an intro, it's hard for me maybe to reach out, so when I don't reach out to you, don't think I don't love you. Like, having such conversations and you trying to understand each other.
Yeah.
And I think it all starts with understanding ourselves. Because if you don't know yourself, then you don't even know how you're going to relate with other people. But if you know yourself, it's easy for you to relate with other people because you know yourself and you know how now you can begin to relate. First, relationship is with ourselves, and then I think then from there, if you know how to speak to yourself, speak to your thoughts, speak to your mind, then you also know how to speak to the other person you are relating with.
And you should be intentional making friends. You should consider looking at friends with same likes and preferences.
Exactly.
Maybe you have similar hobbies.
Yeah.
You love doing similar, like related things. If you're someone
something
likes going to church, and then you have a friend who is always
with
in
a
the bar, who is a stripper, but like really, how are you going to maintain that friendship?
They are already going. They might take you away from your from church and take you to the bar, especially if you are that kind of person who can easily be tossed around.
Oh yeah, that's when you find yourself confused. Very confused with your life.
But like seriously, how do you be a church girl and all your best friends are strippers, or they go to the bar every night? Seriously, are they going to help you build a relationship with that God you're trying to build a relationship with? Like, you should be looking for other church goers.
Yeah. If you're a stripper, you look for your fellow friends who like the life of the night.
Nightlife, and most people, I've had people talk about this, like, how do you be married and all your friends are unmarried, and you even go to them to seek for marriage advice? Like, seriously. Anyway, it can work sometimes, but the probability is low. Let's go to this interesting relationship that I said, like, my mind goes to it every time I hear the word relationships. I've never been in love, and how does love feel like?
I hear people saying love is a beautiful thing, but I haven't seen that beautiful.
Love is a beautiful thing, but I think it starts with us. You have to be beautiful in order to create something beautiful. If you're ugly, okay, when I talk about beautiful, I'm not meaning like that physical appearance. I mean a beautiful heart. If you want to get someone with a beautiful heart, then you should also have a beautiful heart. But anyway, I will start with this question before we talk about all love is a beautiful thing stuff. Okay, we can go on and on talking about that. But what really makes a healthy romantic relationship?
There are many things.
What do you think?
One of the most important things is emotional availability. And like, you should be there for your partner emotionally. You should, when they are talking, you should listen to them. You just listen, even if you don't say anything.
Yeah, I think emotional connection is really important, and not just in romantic relationships, even in other kinds of relationships. But then the romantic relationships, it's really very important, I think.
Yeah.
But most of us really put these romantic relationships at base level.
Yeah.
People think without a partner, a romantic partner, they have failed at life.
I don't think that way.
So you will be completely fine without a romantic partner.
Yes, ma'am. I will. Okay. I feel most people be like, I should get married, what? I should get a boyfriend. You find someone from one relationship to another.
Yeah.
One relationship. Like, they can't feel comfortable or at peace when they are not in a relationship.
Yeah,
they feel they are complete when they have a man, when they have a woman, but that's not. I think maybe a man or a woman or a relationship makes you complete only 10%.
That's interesting. What is all the other percentage?
But the other 90%, it's all about you. And maybe it's all about your God and you. Because it all starts from you. It's you who makes yourself complete.
Yeah. Yeah, like I hear most people, speakers say that you will not find happiness elsewhere because true happiness comes from within. So if you're looking for a man to make you happy, you're looking the wrong direction, because where you should look is right there with you yourself. If you're not happy, no man is going to make you happy, even if they try.
And if you're not happy, there is no way you're going to sustain a relationship. Obviously, it's going to fail or be toxic. Because you're not, first of all, you're not happy. So what happiness are you going to take in that relationship?
You're just going to take misery.
No one wants to be with a miserable person.
I know.
With a toxic person.
First, to be self-sufficient. That way you will go in a relationship happy and already fulfilled. And what you can actually do in that relationship is to actually support the other person with no strings attached. Because once you're self-sufficient, you won't have any strings to attach to anything. Because I don't need your love to feel love. I already feel love. That is, if you already love yourself. Like, I don't need your money to be happy. Yeah, I already have my career, I have my job. And so, like, ladies out there, go look for jobs. Stop being there and, making husbands your job or marriage your job. You will not be happy.
Yeah, marriage is not a career.
Exactly.
So go right out there and hustle and know your purpose and your career.
Yeah. So, for you, what do you consider to start, while choosing a romantic partner?
I consider a lot of things, but the first and most important thing, I'm a Christian, so I consider a God-fearing partner.
Wow.
Yeah, because you can't be of Christ. Maybe you get married to someone of the world. That doesn't make sense, but
you conflict in that marriage. I think that's where, we can talk about maybe purpose.
Yeah, actually the most important thing is purpose.
I believe the same too, because everyone is born for a specific purpose, and by the way, it is unique. Don't think that your purpose is the same with theirs, his. God chose you or brought you into this world because you had something unique that only you could add to this world. And that must be the most important thing you should be pursuing while you live your life on earth. Your purpose, because that's why you are here. The other things can wait. Even marriage can wait. But purpose should not wait, because it is the reason we are here. And I believe, for me, for everyone out there looking for a romantic partner or someone to spend their life with, because marriage is supposed to be for a lifetime. So we should really look at purpose, because first of all, that's a thing we shouldn't neglect, because that's why we are here in this world. Anyone who stands between us and our purpose, that one should be a no-no. It should be someone who is really willing to push you towards that purpose. And most times you find that in one way or another, you are headed in the same direction. It may be not completely the same, but it is similar. It is a similar direction. Like, you can't be a preacher and you get married to a stripper. I'm not saying it cannot happen, but that's a really, I'm not saying it can not happen. I'm sure there are some people who could do it, but My goodness, why would anyone do that? I know, if I found someone doing that, they really lack a sense of purpose.
Yeah, sure. And most people actually, I think they don't know their purpose in life.
Yeah.
Because when you ask people, what is your sole purpose in life? Co-creation.
Co-creation is like, remember when I said that this purpose is unique, like to you, like you are the only person who is meant to do that thing. But everyone, every other woman, every other man produces children. That can't be your purpose. That everyone does. A purpose is something that only you are going to do in this world, and it can't be that. It's not producing children.
Yeah, sure.
It's not co-creation. It's important for someone to understand their purpose before going out there to hunt for someone to marry. They should understand their purpose, because when someone knows their purpose, it will be easy for you to actually look for a person who complements that purpose.
And also, you should set your standards as a person. Like you should be knowing what you want, not someone who any guy comes and tells, oh, you look beautiful, and you be my girlfriend. Yes,
you are everyone's lover.
I know.
Madam Lover Girl.
Yeah, you should be knowing what you're looking for in a man. You should be knowing, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and he should have such and such qualities. Hygiene, financial stability. By financial stability, I don't mean someone maybe rich like Elon Musk.
Oh, I think it could be someone rich.
Yeah, your standard could be someone rich like maybe Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's how go ahead, head out there and look for Elon Musk.
But you should have set your standards to be like, if someone is not financially stable, if someone stinks, really.
No, times 1,000.
Because you're not going to spend the rest of your life with someone who stinks.
I know. Do you think that for us to build a romantic relationship, we must be in love with each other? There must be, fireworks between us. Like, we should be feeling those butterflies everyone talks about. If I meet someone and I get those butterflies, or I get that fireworks, I feel like there is fireworks between us, then that one, he could be the one.
Not really. I could say, if I meet someone immediately, like I see someone and I get butterflies, my dear, okay, to me that is a red flag for sure.
Oh, Jesus, it's a red flag?
Yes.
Why is that?
It's a red flag because you're going to be tortured in that relationship because of your butterflies. You're going to be emotional.
You heard that, guys?
Because of those butterflies.
Yeah, I also think the same way. It's not about butterflies. It's not about like, oh, I love him so much. I'm so much in love with this guy. I can't live without them. But the moment you start saying you can't live without someone, that's already a red flag for such a person. How do you say you can't live without someone? Jesus Christ, you're putting your life at stake for someone?
I know. The only person you can't live without is God.
Is God. Yeah, that's right. You can live without any. You never say that you can't live.
You can live alone, my dear, and survive.
Yeah, for sure. For me, when I try to understand emotions, and love is an emotion. What I got to know about emotions is that they are temporary.
Yeah, sure.
They are temporary. Love is an emotion. it was one of the emotions listed there in that book. It's called Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Coleman. Yeah, that book. If you want to know about emotions, you can go read that. It's a very wonderful book. But love is an emotion, and all emotions are temporary. And if something is temporary, meaning it doesn't last forever. So if love is an emotion and is temporary, you can't base on love choosing a marriage partner, because marriage is supposed to be a lifetime thing. It should last forever, and yet emotions don't last forever. Meaning, that's a wrong way to choose a marriage partner if you're choosing based on love. Because once you get married to that person and your number one reason of getting married to them was love, the love, since it's temporary, it's going to fade away after some time. So what next? What next when love fades? So you see, look beyond love. I'm not saying you should marry someone you don't love, but look beyond love. Consider other things that will keep you two people together, even if the love fades. Things like purpose,
If you're choosing a life partner, you should consider choosing someone who is your best friend. I look at a marriage or at a romantic relationship as a best friend relationship. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Just that it goes a bit deeper. But most
you do other things that friends can't. Yeah. We all know those things. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but most of the time you're living as friends.
Yeah.
Supporting each other as friends.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very enlightening. Looking at all these relationships, I see like family being the foundation of them all. Because when you were born, or when you come into this world, the first person or the first people you relate with are the people at home, your siblings, your family. Actually, the first person you relate with is your mom. So, do you also believe that charity really does begin at home? Like family relationships, the way we relate with family growing up shapes the way we are going to form friends and the way we relate with romantic partners.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah, that's where we grow up from. That's where we evolve from. So it stems most of our characters.
Yeah, that's right. So this means that, like, parents out there really have a great job to do. They have great work to do. They really have to make sure that they are relating well with these kids, because growing up, like, your parents are your role models. Like when you look at your mother, you see them like your God. Like what they do, you believe that that's the right thing for you to do as well. So if your mother is so quarrelsome, you're likely to copy that too.
If your mother is always hating on your neighbors, you also don't hate your neighbors.
Right. So parents should pick this. They should make sure that what their children are learning from them is something good for to take out to the rest of the world. It's been a great time having you here on the show with me. I have learned a lot myself, and I believe someone watching this has picked something from you too. It's really good to bring these conversations here, because you never know who is listening, never know what someone could learn from you, could learn from me. So it was really wonderful having you like spare time and come and talk to us, talk to me, and talk to the viewers. So before I actually end this show, do you have any additional message or advice you'd like to pass on to our listeners, to the viewers?
All I can say, the advice I would give to our viewers is, don't be so much expectant. It all starts from home, and we should be content with what we have. Inner happiness, it all begins from with us. Like what we portray begins from within us. So we should start with working on ourselves before we associate, before we go out there to influence.
Wow, that's really wonderful advice. Thank you. So if someone out there, maybe among our listeners, wants to continue this conversation with you, could you please tell us how we can reach out to you?
They can contact me on my WhatsApp.
Okay. Are you going to read your WhatsApp number right here?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. +256 782 475921.
So if you want to continue this conversation with Josephine, you can contact on that number, and maybe you should let us know, do you want to receive calls? Some people may just call you. I'm scared of scammers.
Of course, I'm scared of scammers, but I would advise you to text me, then we look for our forward.
It should be a text.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to reach out, just text her that number and, fire her that question that is burning deep inside you. And we also would love to hear your views about what we've just discussed. Please share them with us in the comments section below. Also, do not forget to like, to subscribe to this channel, and to share this message with anyone out there who would love to hear it. This has been My World with Podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Amazon Music, and right here on YouTube on this channel. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.